So recently I moved into a new apartment and it's completely refurbished, new flooring, new kitchen appliances, new cabinets, and new bathroom, bathtub, sink, and toilet. And it's been completely painted and that's all good. But what I didn't realize about the stovetop, as you can see behind me, is that it has safety elements. I was told about them ahead of time, but I didn't know a lot about them, and I didn't research them either until today. Today I decided I was going to fry supper, and what had happened is that the supper didn't turn out the way it normally did, and it took much longer. And I was aware that the elements only reach 662 Fahrenheit or 350 Celsius, and they maintain that temperature. So normally on a regular coil element on the stovetop, the temperature can be anywhere between 900 Fahrenheit to 1700 Fahrenheit, which is a lot hotter than these elements will ever reach. And these elements also cycle on and off, so it's kind of like an oven element where it cycles on and off to maintain the temperature. Anyway, my supper took a lot longer to fry than normal, and also it looked a little bit different than it normally does when it's finished. It tasted okay still, but it was a little bit weird. So I decided to look it up on the internet, and I found the answer as to why it didn't cook properly. And now I've decided to read the instructions, because you never read the instructions until you have to. So now I will quickly show you the element up close, or the elements, and tell you a little bit more about them. They are made by Pioneering Technologies Corp in Canada here. I'm sure they're available also in the United States and probably other countries too, and they might be made by somebody else. And they also can be retrofitted into a stovetop, as far as I know, where you just take out the coil elements and you put these in. And the reason people use these is because they will never get hot enough to ignite oil or start a fire. So here's a close-up view. As you can see, the dials on the panel here. This is for the oven, and these are for the elements. And this light will tell you if the burner is on, and this is the oven light. That's probably not in the camera view, but anyway, and this light is to tell you when the oven is cycling. So tonight when I made supper, I used this large burner here, and I put it on medium, because that's normally where I put it with a coil element. And it took a lot longer, like I said earlier, and it didn't quite look right. The dough was kind of white and dried out, but it didn't taste bad or anything. So, and this oven is made by General Electric, but these elements come from a different company. So according to the manual, if you set the element to max, it's to start most foods, bring water to a boil, pan broiling, and frying. So I should have been using max instead of medium tonight. And medium is to maintain a slow boil, thicken sauces and gravies, and steam vegetables. Medium low, which would be probably number 2, is to keep foods cooking, poaching, and stewing. And low is to keep foods warm, melt, and simmer. So the element does not go past 662 Fahrenheit, 350 Celsius. The plate will never glow red. And the best way to tell if the element is on, since it doesn't glow red, is to pay attention to the burner on light over there. So that's something I didn't know. And like I said earlier, the reason behind these elements is to prevent grease fires or any type of fire from starting. Now the oven is normal. It's like a regular oven. It's a lot smaller because this is an apartment size oven. This oven is only 24 inches wide, and I guess most ovens are at least 28, if not more, inches wide. So that works normally. It's just the stovetop that is a little bit different and something to get used to if you have safety elements. So that was just a quick video about the safety element from Pioneering Technologies Corp here in Canada. I guess they are beneficial if you are concerned about grease fires. I've never really had a grease fire other than maybe 3 times in my entire life. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.
Subscribe or visit my YouTube channel.